Hello and welcome to episode 52 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough. 58th cycle, 20th day, less than 1 day left in our current drought. And I'm going to rip a band-aid off right at the start of this one. We're going to hit pause. I'm going to, even though it's almost done, going to get rid of it because, one, I read a whole lot of your comments, and some of you seem really perplexed as to why I wasn't building this one first, because it's closer to most of the industrial area, and if this is blocked off, we get a whole lot more clean water irrigating this area, and it just makes everything a whole lot more viable. So I know that's really going to irritate a bunch of you, but that's why I did it at the very first part of the episode, just get it right out of the way. I'm going to have him bring all the materials over here and finish this one instead. So, we'll unpause, and we'll have them build this. This will be the most important thing they build, because we have to get this going, or nothing else is going to get better. Moving on to other things that need to get fixed. We have a lot of rice that isn't being harvested, and that is because we don't have enough beavers available to work as farmers. Fortunately, that problem is very easily fixed by just building additional farmhouses, including an assistant farmer upgrade. If I can get this to latch on, there we go. And that's really going to help us out a whole lot with our rice paddies over here, and should help solve some of our problems. And we can also plant some additional things over here if we feel so inclined. But that's going to help us out quite a bit. Moving on to other parts of the map. Obviously, we're consuming so much more power over here than we are possibly able to produce, and that needs to be fixed, which is one of the reasons why I wanted the nuclear power to go over here. However, we've got these water wheels here. We've got these water wheels here. It would not be that difficult to build power connecting them. We just have to route it. And unfortunately, this is something we should have done a little bit earlier, because now the drought's about to be over and there's going to be bad water all over the place here. But there will come a time where it's going to be much easier for us to just, connect these two here. And that should help us out a whole lot. Other stuff we can do, though, if we're not going to have our nuclear power over here anytime soon, is explore converting these regular water wheels to the giant ones. The only issue with the giant ones is that they are a little bit more finicky to place because you have to have them on a higher level. And I don't think, we'll take a look here, I don't think the power transfers up or down off of the nubs here, so that would require us to basically rip this entire thing out and figure out some other placement for these things, because while these are the same width in terms of the actual wheel taking up space, the placement of the nubs is going to make it very, very hard for us to have everything actually connected, not to mention that they have to have a support, and this will only fit one nub versus 4 of these. So one here, one here. It probably would make more power. It should make a considerably larger amount of power. But that's going to be something we will most likely have to work with replacing things over here and figure out a better way for that to be set up. So I know, again, it's been a very frustrating experience trying to get the nuclear power set up, and I know we've changed it like 4 times. I'm going to commit to this. This is where it's going to go, and that's it. That's our first one. That's what we're going to stick with. And then once this is up and running, it's going to help us out so much, because then we can take some of these other things out. But I see we have some dynamite ready to go, so let's B for boom. Let's B for boom this. And then it looks like these are, or these two are too far. So we'll get that figured out. We have all these other things that are going to be removed, and that's been a whole thing we've been dealing with for more or less this entire time. We'll be able to make it work. Things will get better, I can assure you of that. But we don't have enough dynamite, so we can't really spend too much more time thinking about this. We just need to be able to get it done. These water wheels have proven to be very useful, making a whole lot of power, and we need to do the same kind of thing over here. But I'm probably willing to bet that this will be finished before we can get this whole thing solved. And this is basically, it's not infinite power. There is a finite amount that comes out of it, but it's going to be able to go all the time and not have to wait on bad water or good water or any fluid at all to come through there. I think the way the gear situation is set up right now, still not looking great for the purposes of us having this taken care of. So we will need to, you know, prioritize grabbing these up off the ground, get everything else squared away. We will have to build additional... Oh, hey, this is low on water. Okay, well, that's something that will also have to be improved. In due time, we will get there. It'll be okay. But now we have our clean water coming back in. See that coming right here. I know this is about to just become poison upon poison all over the place again. That's lowered down. That's lowered down. Everything should be good. Don't see too much else we need to worry about with that. Well, for now, we just have to let them do what they're going to do. They're almost done with this one of farmhouses, which is going to help. There we go. Use our correct words. And I believe we should be able to, because this staircase is in place now, plant some additional rice paddies all the way out here to the corner. Now that these guys can actually... Okay, that guy can reach there, and this guy can reach there. So every little bit counts. You know this. It will get better. It's actually going a little bit quicker than I thought it would, which is very encouraging, very good to see. Let's talk about our mechanics lodges and so on and so forth, because we already have, just to show you how this is working here, we already have 6. They're all making gears. 3 are prioritized. Let's prioritize all of these. Speed that process up just a touch. But once we have our underground factory operating team, we won't need to worry about it quite as much. Can't even speak today. Good job, me. Ruins exploration is waiting on, if we hide this, mostly labor, it looks like. Everything else seems to be coming in pretty nicely. It's just that this has not been super prioritized because we have all these other things going on. The gas extractor is also a very important thing. And I was going to say we can pause this to have them focus on this other thing, but it's basically already done. We just have to have a couple more points for that. And then we'll be able to get some hydrogen, which is going to mean that we can store in a gas tank. And I've been very, very reluctant to do this because I didn't want to use all of that metal. But guess what? The time is now. We will have to have a gas tank, and this is just a convenient place for that to go. Where do I have this set to? Hydrogen. The hydrogen goes into... I know it goes into the airships. It's really hard for me to remember all this stuff. I got so many things going on. Oh, never do 4 Timberborn series at a time, kids. It's going to fry your brain. You know what? We can't get to the airships for a while, but that's going to be really, really helpful. One of these recipes was for hydrogen, though, and I can't remember which one it was. I might regret going for methane first, but I know for a fact that is where we can actually, you know, use some of these things for trading and all that other stuff. I just cannot for the life of me remember right now what is using, or what would be using, hydrogen. And, you know what, actually I'm not going to set that, even though it's not done yet. They can store both of those here, it shouldn't be a big deal. So which one of these was it that used that? So no matter what I do, it's going to be wrong. That's how this works. Okay, so hydrogen goes into the laboratory. I don't see any... no, it doesn't. That's methane. Not, oh, it does. Okay. Wow, I'm really not on top of it today, am I? Oh, the basic balm can be made with hydrogen. Okay. And of course, dynamite. But I don't see anything else. Alright, well, I mean, they're not done with this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They're just taking their sweet time. I think they could use some more workers there, but we already don't have enough beavers as it is. And I hesitate to add additional beavers to that. The ENS is making, or supposed to be making, additional bachelors in agronomy. We're waiting on sawdust and mushroom juice to make that happen. Bachelors in agronomy being useful for things like the GMO lab and the winery and all that fun stuff. And currently we have This one doing mushroom juice, or mushrooms from mushroom juice, and this one doing berries. We aren't making bramble flowers here anymore, and as a consequence, we are out of bramble flowers. So since we already have berries being harvested somewhere, I'm going to switch this back so we can get some more bramble flowers in. We just need to have more GMO growing labs, so on and so forth. We need to have more of everything forever. No matter what I do, it is not enough. That is the way of the Waterbeavers, especially when you pick a stupid map, but we're not going to start over now. I think the only thing we can really do at this point is just build more, which is going to cause more problems, and hope we can manage the additional problems that happen. Because the amount of gears we have is not enough, and it is not going to be enough, no matter what we do. We can, though, hide that so I can actually see things. Just pick a few places to put some more mechanics lodges, which again, there are very few, but I can find somewhere. Like right here. Not a horrible place. Not a very good place, but also not a horrible place. We got that one there. This is a separate... it's actually not a separate district. That's the main one. Yeah, we're going to blast this all the way down. That's not changed. That's something we're still going to do. Do I want to have this over here? I don't know that I do. Just because I'm going to have to remove it later. Again, not a great place, but it's a place that exists, so it's going to have to be good enough. 310 gears. So that should be, assuming we can pick up the rest of the gears, done in pretty short order. How many are left on the ground over here? Treated planks. That's the only ones left. Alright. That's fine. They'll get that figured out. Should not be that big of a deal. See, our power production is actually really, really good when it's got the chance to flow through everything. So we know that's not a problem. But we haven't checked on this in a while. And yeah, this is never going to be enough power output just with these four right here because we have all these things going on. We do have the assembly line that is paused. So, you know, I really hate to do this, but I think I'm going to have to pause Clockwork Hydroponic Rice Farm. One of them at least, so we can have everything else powered. Because don't forget, we also have these screw presses that are supposed to be making sunflower oil and also mushroom juice. One of these is doing that. Just need to make more power. And for the reasons that I articulated before, this really is not going to be possible for us to replace with the larger water wheels anytime soon. And this here isn't enough either. But this is much more achievable to place a large water wheel over here. Because we know we can put that up on a platform. Should not be a tremendously annoying thing for us to do. And that should be very, very helpful. It doesn't matter if this doesn't match right here, right now, because, one, what we can do is we can take this out, and we can do the same kind of mess over here. I just have to make sure I gently prod these power shafts into accessible locations. Did that go on top of this? No, that is a single log. What happened to... Okay, that's under there. That's fine. If I can just put my fingers on the right buttons for once, that would be nice. This right here is going to end up being a platform, and this will end up being a large water wheel. Those two will connect rather easily, and instead of a power shaft turn here, this will have to be deconstructed into an upward power shaft, and then that one will have to go the other way. But for right now, this should being the operative term, a pretty decent setup, at least for what we're working with right now. It'll be okay. And yes, I do know that the way this is set up right now is going to have this going directly into a corner, and there's nothing going on here, but what we can do is right here, we can build a building, because that's what you do with buildings. You build them. Jeez. You put this here, and then all of the bad water forces itself through here, and that'll make more power. And as it just so happens, we could stand to have some storage for some other stuff over here. We have these fermentation barrels and all this stuff working for kimchi. We never have enough kimchi. Why don't we just do a fermentation house? And yes, that is a first floor entrance on that building. However, let's not forget, you can put this here, and then you can blast a hole here, and then you can just put a little spiral staircase, and it works as a dam, and it works as food production, and it's going to be just fine. Everything will work out in the end. Go ahead and put a dynamite right there. Should not be a big deal. That will never have any bad water in it. It will just be what it's going to be. How many of these do I have? Large washing machine. Oh, I got 85. We're good. We're good forever. How are things going over here? Power-wise, yep, we're still looking good. This could be blasted out probably at some point. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it is done. It is finished. Let's pause this monumental occasion. So, I do have to put in a staircase to get down here, but that will not be a big deal at all. That just goes right there. And we have to have storage for our nuclear waste, which I don't know where that goes. So let's take a look at... Pretty sure it's just a warehouse, but yay again. Okay, yep. We just need a nuclear waste warehouse. This little spot right here seems like a very good place to do that with a pit warehouse. Oh, that's too deep. Okay, well... And we'll just do this. We'll just pop that spot in right there. 36 nuclear waste. This has a capacity of 30 in and of itself, so I guess this will be totally fine for what we are doing right now. Let's get this prioritized there. Now we have to have power. Which, yes, I understand that there's a power shaft going directly into here that I should have done something else with and could still do something else with, depending on how I want to get everything wired up here. We don't have tunneling in this. Do I have enough dynamite? I have 3. Okay. New plan. New plan. This here and here is going to get blown up. Why not just connect to here? Well, there's no power on this side. All the power is going to be coming out of this side, and that side is even further away. If we go out through here, then I can have this go up this way and then kind of follow the path up to here. Remember, all we have to do is just connect it to one point on the system and it will work. And the easiest point to do that is probably going to be right about here. I'll have to replace this teenager section with something else. Or if I can figure out how to get these skewer platforms to play nice, then that might actually work. Can I, okay, no, there's no chance that was going to work. Hanging skewer overhang platform. What in the world is that? Corner overhang walkway? Okay, well that's not a beautiful solution, but I guess it does technically work. I just need to be able to get it on top of something else over somewhere else. If I had another building up here, like a 2x1 or something, I could have that go on top of. Remember, Waterbeavers, everything has a specific place it has to connect to power. And that has caused us many hardships with this. So you know what? Nope. I'm gonna not, whatever the opposite of double down is, I'm going to single up. That's not even a real thing. We're not gonna do that, because that would take way too much time and just be a huge annoyance. I just have to get power up out of this way. What in the world was I thinking? Alright. So if that goes there, they can obviously walk around to build the rest of this. I just have this go up. Actually, I don't need to segment it if I just go up like that. That can go there, that can go there. Just have to be able to get things across this way. See, like, stuff like this medium cauldron storage, glorious storage, there's no reason for this to be here. This is just here because it was a place that could hold something while we're trying to figure everything else out. This staircase also isn't extremely important. This, again, is just here because I had to have some way to get over here. Easy. That's what they all say. Let's see, if this goes here, all the way across, we'd be that much closer, and of course you can't... Oh wait, no, never mind. Make me a liar. That will go on top of that, but only once. I can't... Again, making me a liar. That can go there. Now I just have to have something to attach in this corner here, or what I do... Now, why does that work? Because I thought that wasn't going to work anymore. Huh. I have to be able to get this either out this side and come this way, which means that would be here. Now, what is this one again? Okay, extra side platform. These have the same... Oh, this is an awkward platform. It can be stuck between buildings or between floors. Occupies less space and it can be extended on itself once. It's like, what is the... I guess this is just... So it says extended on itself. Ah, okay, okay. That one goes down. That one goes down. That's what we actually need. So that can go there. That's the kind of thing I can use to put one of those high power shafts on. And I know I only have so much science, but this here, if I can get this to play nice with me. Very, very hard to get this to line up. I don't think this is going to allow me to do this. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's going to be fun. And it says it can be extended on itself, but why is it not letting me, why is it not letting me do that? Well, at any rate, what I can probably do, if I can get this to play nice here with this. One of these, I thought for sure, was going to allow me to connect these two. There was something in the last version that did that. But if I have this here, then I don't need to come out that way. Why is the game still paused? Good question. I'm going to let them start building this nonsense. So we just have to be able to get something going. I know there's a few where they're going to burn me at the stake if I complain about the map again, so let's maybe not do that. Now, if I can get this to do one more level down, I can't even see like where this is. No, that won't work, but that will work, which means if I can do one of these numbers, then I can stack. Yeah, I can do something like that. Again, not that this actually matters any like amount whatsoever to what goes where, it just has to get done. That goes there. That'll let me get to here. I just have to get across this bit here. Which that's the big X factor things that I can't figure out exactly how this is supposed to go. It says it can be extended upon itself once, but does it have to be built to do that? I guess we'll just have to find out. But they can get access to this. They can probably build just about all of this without having to have special access somewhere. So that's fine. Let's close that back off. How are we doing over here? Ah, yes. Gears. The eternal torment of this playthrough. Well, I mean, we have all this stuff. We just don't have enough logs, and the district crossings are what they are. No, I cannot just build storage for everything next to the district crossing because, again, you're not going to like it, but it's because of the way the map's set up. That's just how it is. We need to have more trees grown, more trees cut down, which is one of those things that the tree farms are good for, but I don't have the power to do those. Not yet, at least. And these gravity batteries can never be finished charging because there is no way for them to do so. So, in what will probably be regarded as a cheesy move, I will demolish them instead. And then I will just rebuild it, and then it will be fully charged. Once we have nuclear fuel, then we can do heavy gravity batteries, which will be extremely good. But that will, of course, just take time. There is no reason for us to have a dead gravity battery when we can use some of its materials to help us build other things, and then just rebuild it at a later point in time. Additionally, getting rid of this stuff here could be a good halfway solution to getting some more power put in here in the way of larger water wheels. It's just going to be maybe a little complicated getting the rest of this situated. I think I could, if I take this water wheel out and this water wheel out, This T intersection here could be changed into a 4-way. Remember, we can get on top of this if we just remove this mess here. And this power is only going into the assembly line, which is currently paused. So, yeah, again, let's just do this. That's going to be a high power shaft. Most likely, this gets to be a... Ah, that's right. That's the hole. That's the hole for the gravity battery. Well, we can rotate it. That's not going to be a big deal. If I put this here, I put this... Wow, 2 tall platforms. That is, it's a tall platform. So this doesn't have to be here. This doesn't have to be here. Because instead... Actually, no, that does have to be here, but this has to be removed. The reason I would have to have a high power shaft here is because if I did not, then this could never connect to here, and this connects to... It's a whole thing. It's one of those things that makes sense in my head and maybe doesn't make sense to you, and that is A-okay. I don't expect you to understand what's going on in my head, because half the time I don't even understand what's going on in my head. So this is a downward T intersection. This, conveniently, will actually work as is with the big thing I'm putting in. Except, oh, this won't let me, this actually won't let me work here. Okay, now I have to think. Now I have to think. That is going to there. Yep, because that's there. That doesn't have a connection. That has to be a universal power shaft, but there is no universal power shaft. So instead... Oh, Waterbeavers, why are you the way that you are? This downward power shaft can't exist like this. This is going to have to get removed. Yep, okay. Okay, I know. I know. This now has to become a T intersection. Then this has to be a platform, and then, despite this being right next to it, this is gonna this is gonna have to be right here, because that's where the nub goes. And this vertical has to be right here. They can stand on this to build the rest, and that is that's just gonna be it. We'll leave that nightmare alone. See how we're doing over here. Okay, this is built. Now I get to find out how stupid I am. Okay, so that said it was going to allow me to build off of itself once, but it doesn't seem to want to let me do that. Why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are? That will work there. Oh, that'll work. So why did I do that for? Why did I spend my time doing this? Why? Oh, jeez. All right. So, you know what? We're not gonna, no. Oh, and they just finished. Okay, well. Something, Ed, and Eddie. Life has many doors, Ed boy. Life has many disappointments. Whatever it is. Oh, man. Oh, so, alright, hold on. Don't tell me this isn't gonna do this now. Now, why... Okay, after I went through all of that, why am I not allowed... Oh, man. Why am I not allowed to do this? I just showed you that it was... Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. We went through all of that, and it was going to work, and then it just said, nope, you get nothing. So, man, I really hate this sometimes. It's like, it would let me do that, and then it would let me go on top of this. You just saw that. So it's gonna let me do that, but it wouldn't let me do the other. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna do it. There's absolutely nothing else that I could possibly attempt to do at this point. We're just gonna do that. And it's gonna have to be good enough. Now I have to get this up to here. I already have these trees that are kind of in the way, but we can't get to it because now there's a... why am I the way that I am? I don't need to have this here. I'm going to go back and do something else while that has a chance to stew. Alright, so they are working on that. I assume they can actually build this by staying on top of here, so I guess that's going to have to be what it's going to have to be. How are we looking over here? Okay, now we can make methane. Theoretically. But there's no power. Because why? That's connected. Does it have a separate power input it has to have? Because it says, oh wait, never mind. It has 47% of 0. Interesting. So we're getting ruins exploration there. We could just leave that alone. But these are working. And they are making quite a lot of power, and they're not connected to anything because I didn't get those connected. This is a great opportunity to remind everyone how wonderful and amazing the modular power shafts are, or the automatic power shafts, whatever you want to call it, in Update 7. I do not know if Waterbeavers Update 7 takes advantage of those or not, for it retains the extreme suffering of like 18 different types of power shaft bits, but for now, I will accept this. This is fine. This is not accessible. Blow that up. And then spiral staircase or a ladder. I'm just going to go for the spiral staircase. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go for the ladder because then I can access this space over here. Alright, so that's going to go there. That means this can be removed. And that means I can get over here to build my contraption of power delivery. So that's going to work there. Kimchi, of course, because we have to have more kimchi. We always need more kimchi. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make this methane storage because we need to have it. Okay, are we... This is all the ingredients, right? Oh, I've got my Bachelor's of Agronomy already. I guess they finished those. Alright. Now the next one is another PhD in nuclear physics, which some of these things will transfer over. We have to be able to make more of those, and I did say that's what we're going to do next, so that works. Hey, giant sequoia's coming in. Very good. Turning these into planks. And I guess that is fine, but we don't have any more steel saw blades because this has not made enough. So that needs to be swapped over. Crude saw blades, somebody pointed out in the comments, are also going to become a problem. And they probably already are, because I have not been keeping track. Yeah, we'll just start making some more of those again. Everything doing okay here? Did they manage to build this nonsense? They sure did. Alright, so that's going to go fine there. That's going to be rotating. And probably the easiest thing for us to do. Medium cauldrons demolished. I just need to have somewhere else for this to go, and it really, kind of an unenviable task to find another place to stick all this stuff. So medium cauldrons can be placed there. They'll get picked up off the ground just fine. So we have nuclear waste here. This, I guess, will have to be whatever, but it's not connected, so I'm not going to prioritize that yet. Come and get your medium cauldrons as soon as you decide to wake up and go to work. That's fine. Then we will have to architect some sort of insanity over here. I think what's going to make the most sense is for us to do one of these numbers here. And just have this come up, I suppose, right here. But I do need to put this turn in. I'm going to make this a T-intersection just because I know as soon as I don't, then I'm going to need power over there, and it's so much easier to just have that in place ready to go. That'll get connected there. This, once again, will be a T-intersection just in case. And then I'm so close to being able to build this, but I cannot because there are trees here, and there's also stairs that I need to simultaneously not exist but also exist, but these also are in the way, so you can't do that now, can you? What am I supposed to do about this? What am I supposed to do? I probably should have just built some sort of something here, but I also can't get into there. I can't get into there, but I can. See, this is where this gets really stupid because of the way this map is set up. I can put stairs here. And I can get that connected there, and then that will make it possible to get up here. Nope, that's the wrong way. Rotate. That will go there. And it'll be totally fine. So let's, for the sake of my personal sanity, let's just super prioritize all of this mess. This is fully energized with everything over here. Just need to let them get to what they're going to get to, and then we will be good to go. Look at these guys working in the middle of the night. Go home. Go to sleep. Okay, this is just about, looks like already. So those go away, and we don't worry about the rest of these things. It's fine. Life goes on. We have all this mess on the ground. Now this goes here, and then that will, because of how this has been put up, only connect to this mess, which will only connect to here. But what ends up being fine is that we still have this, which is making 228 to power these three things here until that gets changed. This guy by itself might be able to make another 400 or 500, which is going to be more than this was making with just those 4 by itself, and then it will only be powering this. Just have to wait and see. Got planks. We do technically have logs. We don't have a lot of logs, but alright, we're working here, and this is the last bit. We should be able to see this fire right up in just a moment. And then we'll have nuclear power. So now we have power supply and demand. This has not got any nuclear waste in it, so let's prioritize for whichever haulers are actually left doing any of this nonsense. And in just a moment, provided that they decide to show up and give us some nuclear fuel, nuclear waste, whatever. There we go. Steam rising. Ostensibly nuclear power being created. Yes. Yes, very good. Look at all that power. I was honestly kind of expecting this thing to rotate given the design, but hey, nuclear power plants do emit steam. So there you go. We have nuclear power. It only took us 52 episodes to get here. But now, a whole lot of this stuff, including these wheels, probably a little bit redundant, but I'm going to absolutely not take this for granted. We're going to get these gravity batteries charged up super fast. In fact, that one's already charged up. These might actually be fine too. And this will never turn off unless we run out of nuclear waste. So, I don't think that's likely, but it is working. And this is making how much power? I'm going to guess about 400? 476. Okay, and the power demand over here for these two is currently 500. This is better than nothing. I will tell you that much. So now we have to have a discussion about how this is going to work over here. This is where power is going to come in this way. If I have this set up here, on top of here, that's where the nub's going to go. And then all I have to do is, you know what? It's actually going to be easy. All I have to do is replace those with high power shafts here and here, and that will get those both connected here. The only casualty is going to be the connection for this middle, which instead is... Okay, no, I have to... I had this fine already. I don't know why I did it this way. Okay, no, hold on. This has to go in... Again, this is where I really, really wish we had the automatic ones. This has to go in here, but this has to be able to connect up here. So that's why that one is like that. But I only have to have it connect on one side. So that's fine, but then this isn't connect on this other side, and that's already underneath. So I can't move anything here. So I know this... If I did this, then those two would be connected, but they can't be. Okay, so this is going to not make sense to a lot of you, probably. But I think we're just going to have to do like a doubling back thing right here. And it's complicated, etc., so on and so forth. But that will allow all three of these to get connected together with the limited resources, limited methods I have available to me here. And I don't know how I'm going to get them up here to build this without just building a ladder in the middle of the sludge here. Yeah, because I don't want to have this be a waste. But I think they just have to be able to build up top here. So if I have one... Can I even make this? Yeah. 2 ladders here. I take that straight power shaft out. Then they can build all of this, and then I'll just have to delete everything. I know we're going to have some contaminated beavers, but that's the way it goes. Alright, so that cleaned up. What is this down here? 15 metal fasteners. Okay, well I don't need storage for those anyway. So that's fine. How are we looking here? Still waiting on points. Alright. 30 remain. We're not making this because why? Don't have enough cereal bars. Okay, well that's what this is for. What are we... Berries. We're down on berries. Okay, and that's probably because I only have my 2 GMO growing labs. I know I can build more of these because I do have the bachelor's in agronomy, and I can just stack these up here. So that is what I will do. I know there is not really a very convenient way to get up here, so this will be a good opportunity for us to put in some ladders to get up to this, and then I can have those connected like that, and that will be just fine. I think that should be just fine at least. So this one is set to bramble flowers. This one is set... Aha! I don't need workers. Don't need workers. There we go. Bramble flowers, mushrooms. This one can be bramble flowers. This one can be berries. Alright, so drought in 3 days. I know these are not connected at all, but... Okay, oh, they finished this before the... Alright. Alright. Alright, I see how it is. That's, it's fine. It's fine. Just let them build it. Just move on. Though I know we're about to have this large water wheel just in time to not have any power whatsoever, but that's unfortunately kind of the way it goes. Okay, I will, because this has been demolished, take the opportunity to build this up here. Give it one more block of height. And that can go there, and then that can go there, and then our gravity battery that I removed can go there. I don't know if they're going to be able to build all of that in due time, but I'm going to hope that that is the case. No storage space available. Okay, well, just have to get that out of the way. Very carefully not select the wrong thing for deletion. Okay, so that will connect to power there and there, which will connect it to all 3 of these, and then to that as well. This is not as important as the gravity battery is. But they are working, and that will be fine. Okay. How are we doing here on our PhD in nuclear physics? We are waiting on paper, pencil sets. Who is making pencil sets? It's the Handicrafter's Lodge. This one is making dynamite. This one is paused. Now it is not paused. Now it can make pencil sets. Okay. We have plenty of sawdust, so that's looking alright. Okay, I talked about wanting to put some more stuff in here, but we weren't going to have room. At least we have this nuclear power that's going to really, really help us out. Keep these things rolling forever and ever and ever. How are we doing on farms over here? Good! Good, good, good. We are hard. Look at this rice. We have 667 rice, including the paused clockwork hydroponic rice farm. Okay. Yeah. Feeling pretty good about that. I'm going to keep this paused, just because we obviously don't need it. Right now, at least. And I'm going to instead build a mega platform on top of it. Then on top of that guy, we're going to want to get into, I think, hydroponic everblossom farm. Which I do have the clockwork robotic controllers. I've got everything else, and I don't quite have 1500 science. So we are going to wait on that. This cannot be connected because they haven't finished the ladder, but now the ladder is. Alright, so now we have 2 with the brambles, and we're about to have this one as soon as we have the other bachelors in agronomy over here, which I don't see in the... Oh, that's in the degree thing that I collapsed. And now it's not. Is it because it's in the ENS? It has to be. Okay, well, I saw it, so I know it's there. That's fine. Yes, the number of vacancies has only grown. I know. I encourage you to try this for yourself before you insist that I'm being stupid. I may still be being stupid, but I need you to understand how hard this is first. Ruins exploration points within the next little bit should have enough to get this factory operating team going, and that is going to really make it easier for us to build a whole bunch of this stuff. A very, very, very long and arduous process. So this, at the very least, is kind of self-sustaining until this comes on the scene. So at that point, it's going to require a whole lot more power, and there's not a whole lot more we can do about that except link everything up. But it is working, or it will be working, to some degree at least. Gravity batteries in place. It is slowly charging, discharging, cycles, whatever. But now... Too far and cannot... Ah, because they can't build the nub. They don't have access to the nub. Ugh. What am I supposed to do about this? Okay, that's making pumpkin chips, but it doesn't have pumpkins. So, I'm not going to feel bad about getting rid of that for a brief moment in time for us to build a ladder to the top of this, where they can then build that. Hello, balloon. Got 1 day left. Very important that we have this running at least a little bit so we can get everything taken care of. Because this is discharging even with these things going on here. So I'm going to pause the clockwork hydroponic rice farm because right now it seems like we're not really needing it. Beaver washing machine is in full force washing beavers, as it should be. Everything else going okay. They can't get to this because they don't have materials. This, as a reminder, was supposed to be to get dirt between districts. The cheap and easy way. In theory, we probably could and should do more district crossings. Somebody asked if you can stack them on top of each other, which I think is a brilliant and fantastic idea. And the answer is yes, but you have to be able to staff both sides of it. So I'll keep this in my back pocket for a little bit. But we do have a severe shortage of beavers as is, in terms of, you know, working beavers. So we will get there. Just take some time. Yeah, just let them get that emptied out. That's almost there. Once again, nuclear power is incredible, and I'm so glad we have that. Now they just need to bring in the rest of this. This is not going to be finished in time for the drought to start. But it doesn't really matter because I'm going to pause the thing anyway. So this won't be consuming any power. The main thing is we have to be able to have the screw press actually run. So I know 3 of these screw presses with a single gravity battery can go for an entire drought. They don't consume that much power. And we need to be able to make all of our various things, so that should be fine. This is waiting on the bachelor's in agronomy. Why does it say we can't get materials? Because I know for a fact it exists. What happened to my bachelor's in agronomy? I know I had it. You saw it. You saw there were 2 of them. Anyway, 7-day drought. Maybe I'm completely insane. We've already established that could be the case. What else uses a bachelor's of agronomy? Because at this point I'm just really sick of this. Wine cellar, which I have not done. GMO growing lab, which I've built... well, technically I built 3, but there's supposed to be a 4th. I feel like there's another building. And it wasn't the tree nursery. Well, it's just really weird because I was pretty certain I had one of those. And now I can't find it. Okay, well this is no longer an important thing, so why don't we put a scroll display up? Which one is Bachelor's in Agronomy? No? There we go. If it doesn't show up here, then it doesn't exist. Oh, they didn't get this finished. That's disappointing, because all the materials were there. This can't rotate. Okay, what am I to do about this? I could, depending on how much more exploding I wanted to do, I could put a third wheel here. That wouldn't be impossible. I mean, ultimately the goal is to get this whole thing connected here, but we're not really producing enough power to make that worthwhile. But it's also a drought, so that's why I hit pause, because I did say we're going to try and do something about this. We have, right here, this kind of goes up. I know. If I took this out, and I instead put a straight shaft, we could have this go all the way over here, and then connect to this. This bridge here goes to the district crossing, but we could very easily, relatively easily, just come down here and go all the way across and take this out right here, make this a little bit more navigable. And since we have 7 days to do it, I think it's going to be worthwhile. Just one, we have to have this done. There's just so many things we have to have done. But that will make it so much easier, just cheaper to build it like this. Go all the way across. I will go through the expense of putting in 2 platforms here, just so that we can run this across without having to block pathing. All the way, because we have that access there. Then I guess, not that it really matters, they can't walk on top of this, which is why I'm sitting here thinking about how to do this. That can go there. That can go there. This will go here once we have access to it. And then this around here, because I will leave this side. Actually, you know what? I should leave all sides of this open as much as I can, because if we ever want to do another abyss thing, then that is going to have room. But the side that has power going into it, I guess it doesn't really matter. The side with the doorway doesn't have any other connections, so the side with the doorway should be here, which means the side with the power should be here. The side with the power does have those 2 things, but in Update 6 it does not actually have anything that can snap there. Dedicated, at least like the Abyssal Tourism Bureau did, so let's... Yeah, see, that wasn't going to let me do that there. So, what that means is we can, with absolute impunity, just put this here, and then that can go there, with, again, no ill effects. That can go here, and that can go there, that can go there, and that'll be totally fine. This is all buildable, with minimal weeping or gnashing of teeth. Should be alright. These blockages can all be removed and be replaced with levees. Inside of 7 days, maybe not, but these are not very easily accessible this way, so having that would be nice. It's the best way to get down here, because this is not going to be nice to play with. That goes down that side. I guess what's going to make the most sense is for this to have a pathway here. I know this is just the most nonsensical way to do that, but that's going to work. Where is my Bachelor's of Agronomy? Where is it? They make these in sets of 2. Where is my second one? Unless that has to go into a clinic. Where did I put that? So this does not have a recipe because I can't make anything. But it's not a problem. I saw someone insist that this was bad. No. This will still heal beavers. It's more efficient than a rest bed and can use medicine to further speed up recovery. It does not say to start recovery. So, the way this is worded, unless this was just written incredibly incorrectly, the way this is worded suggests that this does work without something actually being produced in it. And until I can actually make all this stuff, there is no point in me having a recipe selected. And yes, we still have 65 vacancies. It's so hard to solve this with water beavers. It just is not really a great thing. All right, I'm pausing these pumps. One, because that's what we were supposed to be doing, and two, because I don't want all this water to get sucked up. So, what had happened was these were left on for a longer drought, and then we started sucking all the water out of this area. We don't want that. And also, they were supposed to be paused anyway because the mechanics lodges were supposed to be something that would take out all of the beavers who were displaced when I paused those pumps. Instead, I left everything unpaused, and that was an entire different mess. We're making nice progress here, at least. Beaver boom. There we go. Now we can get this taken care of here. I need to make sure I put in my levees on this side, which they can access from the bottom. I don't think from the top because of how this is set up. But that's dead anyway, so let's make this a little bit easier. Oh, they can just walk across the other thing. All right. Okay, that's... I don't trust myself in 5 days to be able to put a piece of terrain here. But these, at the very least, will help stop some of the pollution here. Long term, I'd love for these to all be capped, but you know how that goes. It's not always easy. See, look at that. These are all connected, and after 2 days of drought, we are only down to 66,589. I will take that any day of the week. This mega platform is waiting on glowing fluid, which somehow we don't have enough of. Oh, insect larvae. Yes. We need to obtain the larvae. Which one was doing that? Was that over here? It was not. Did I remove the balloon that was doing larvae? I appear to have removed the balloon that was doing larvae. Okay, well that would explain a whole lot. Larvae come from... Okay, jungle beavers. The jungle beavers, yes. Amperes, we're getting solar cells. I have solar cells. I can make those, theoretically. Not in here. I don't remember which building it is that makes those. Oh, all of this has been just jammed up this entire time. What was going in here? Balloons? Okay, well, I guess that's still important. Sure. No, solar cells don't go there. What do solar cells go in? Do they go in a pile? They do. Okay. Well, at least we can have that. 'Cause I'm going to have to get rid of the amperes, which is sad. I like those guys. That's cool. I want to get the solar cells. But I don't have enough space over here for balloon trader landing pads. I was going to do you know what? You know what? Oh, I wish this would work, but I have to be able to get the paths in there. That would have been oh, that would have been quite funny. I really don't have anywhere else to put these, though. Okay, what I can do is I can get up here. Let's do this. Let's cut these trees. I'll give them something to do. Did I still have a lumberjack over here? I don't think so. I'll just put this up top. Come on. Autosave lag. Okay. Oh, we're already in an hour. Yikes. Alright, well, I really did want more to get done. How much methane do I have? Okay. I still have no idea what happened to my last pastures and agronomy. No idea. Of course, I'm sure someone with the memory of... I don't even know how to describe incredible memory. I've run out of words. Someone with a very good memory will say, oh, well, in episode so-and-so, you left this here on the ground. I can't believe you didn't pick that up and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm very glad that you were smart. Clearly, I am not. Yep, still discharging. Like, I'm sorry to just keep going back and back and back on this, but what happened to that thing? It didn't just get nuked into thin air. Like, it's good. It's got to be somewhere. It has to be somewhere. Okay, is this because they don't have range? No, because they don't have required logs. Alright. This is done. This is holding water back, so I'm absolutely not getting rid of it right now, but this was a nice thing for us to be able to take care of. And now, they can't reach... Oh, they can reach this from this district. Okay, alright, we're good. I just need to make sure that this gets built before it's too late, because that's rotating. That's going to be rotating. I've reserved space on this side and this side for the expansion things. And then, if we decide to do something here, then I can just remove this mushroom thing. That'll be okay. Food's looking a whole lot better, though. Almost 4,000 was 3,900. Now it's okay. Maybe food's not so awesome. But it was better than when we started this episode. For sure. Alright, how are we looking over here? So I know I wanted... Yeah, they still haven't put the dynamite here, so I guess they just don't have enough dynamite, despite me constantly making dynamite? Nitroglycerin, that's right. Okay. Ice blocks. I've got 66 ice blocks. Okay. I don't think I need any more than that right now, though, so let's turn that off. And we'll make, instead, nitroglycerin. Hey, our number here is down to 38. That's not bad. And we have 47 incapacitated beavers, which, you know, those things will come in time as we can start making some other things. Okay, so the clinic now, that's not the clinic. The clinic can start making frost balm because we do have ice blocks. In terms of basic balm, we have a little bit, and minty bamboo shoots, we certainly have a ton of those. So, this can at the very least start healing some of the burns. I know it's not going to be perfect, but it's better than nothing. Okay, that got done there. Let's get this last piece put in. These guys need trees. They can't build this because they don't have any logs. Alright. Well, this is what cutting down 3 of these trees is for. Which they can't do because the lumberjack flag cannot reach it. Sometimes this game makes me want to throw my computer out the window. Well, I shouldn't say this game because this is a mod. This is not the base game. But it's episode 52. Should be expecting this kind of chaos at this point. Just need them to be able to do something to get this finished. Okay, that's done. So I don't actually need to cut down my actual trees now. I can just cut down that dead one. That works. So they'll get to it eventually. Everything else looking fine. This got pumped out. We already knew that was going to be a problem. This is drying out, not, you know, getting poisoned, but it is drying out. You know what? I was going to put in here and here to get a little bit more cleanliness. We're getting there. We're getting there. I got 11, 12 of these things, still making planks. That's fine. This is still looking okay. We made any frost balm? No, we have not. Or maybe we have and they just cured a whole bunch of stuff. I only see major burns. 2 major burns. Okay. So what's the deal with that? Oh, they make that stuff really fast. That's probably what happened. But I still don't see this. It says unable to get required materials. You know, one basic palm. Where's the other one? Because I know we're making it. I know we have some. Well, regardless, the amount of burns has gone down. We have 4 major and 2 minor. So we know that's doing something. Still 40 incapacitated beavers, so is what it is. But now this is all rotating and being fed off of this single gravity battery, which is clearly not going to be enough forever. but is a huge, huge benefit. Now I have 2 large water wheels, and then I have these 2, and then I have this mess here, which is, you know, is what it is. I think, though, seeing how this has been set up, I can probably move this bridge 1 block over. Yeah, that should work okay. Move that 1 block over, and then I can have a large wheel here at the very least. But for now, this is probably going to have to be fine. Just do what we can do. I know I got rid of the thing that was producing pumpkin chips here, so I could put that in. This can, you know, I'm going to leave the ladder in place, just because you know how this goes. Of course, that went behind it where they couldn't reach it. All right, come on. Let's come grab this thing before I lose my mind. All right, 1 day left. 1 day left. That is going to be where we end this episode at the end of this drought here. I need them to come and grab this thing because I can't really shove it anywhere. Or can I? Okay. That's going to help solve that problem. That goes back there. That's making pumpkin chips. Alright. And this is still waiting on someone to come finish it? Yeah, I guess that's it. Alright. Well, I guess they have other stuff they're working on here. And now I'm out of glowing fluid, which is a different problem entirely. I've got how many? 5 solar cells. Yep, gonna let that go. I'm gonna have to switch this out, which is really unfortunate. But it's fine. How many solar cells does it take to make one of these? 12? Oh wow. So all that for oh, that's for 1 solar cell? Oh no. We're not gonna wait. We can't do that. Cannot do that. I need my jungle beavers back for my snacks for the giant evil things. Alright, and that recipe is oh, that's right, it was steel beams. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's just these were so so slowly consumed. I didn't think it was ever going to be a problem. Do I even have storage for one of those? I do not. Okay. Does this count as part of a path? It does not. Alright. Because I thought maybe that would be a convenient thing to stick a storage on top of. Okay, so that goes somewhere else. That is for sky exploration. There are none of those in here. Somehow. Don't tell me that I don't have all my materials for this. Somewhere there's got to be sky... Oh, why do I have 2 of these for sky exploration? I don't need that there. Instead, I need a storage for the insect larvae. Alright, sky exploration. This is truly a testament to the misery of mankind. Where... Ah! They are still making sky exploration. They still have sky exploration. So why do I not have, over here, sky exploration? Alright. Last thing we're going to do, I promise. This is not set to force import. Now it is set to force import. Alright. Well, this is where we're going to leave it for today. We do have nuclear power. We cleaned up some stuff. Not a lot, but we did manage to get some more beavers employed. Improved a whole bunch of other things. Now power is connected between main district and the district in the corner. Well, not the entire power network, but enough of it so that it's going to be a little bit more reliable. And we should, in short order, see all sorts of better stuff come up as things get improved. But yes, as I continuously say, Waterbeavers is an exercise in futility and suffering and everything all at once. And the people who do this for 52 episodes are clearly masochists who just enjoy suffering. I don't know how true that is for me specifically, but I am glad that you guys continue to enjoy the series, even those of you who are frustrated with how things are being handled. Again, I encourage you to do this yourself on this map, and let me know how it goes. It is very hard, but I do appreciate you being here, and of course I appreciate the Beard Boosters subsidizing all of this insanity and making it possible for me to just keep on doing what we're doing and not have to just move on after a couple episodes because people lose interest. The first couple episodes of these series always end up getting a whole bunch of views. And then, you know, people are like, okay, this guy's insane. I'm going to go do something else. But the rest of you stick around And, of course, I always appreciate that. But again, those folks who are directly subsidizing the channel make it possible to do all this without doing ads for products that people don't want to buy. If you see those ads in your ad feed delivered by Google, I can't help there. But I'm not going to try to sell you earbuds or mattresses or sketchy therapy sites or whatever. I'm just glad you're here. And I hope whatever you're doing with the rest of your day, you have a safe and a fun time, and we will see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.